Let me ask you something. When you hear the words core strength, what's the first thing you picture? For most of us, it's a chiseled six-pack, right? But what if I told you that true core strength is so much deeper, way more functional, and honestly, a lot more important for your everyday health than just what you see on the surface? Today, we're going to redefine what it really means.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with why your core is basically your body's unsung hero. Then, we'll get into what it actually is. Spoiler, it's more than just abs. After that, we'll uncover the real secret to stability, walk through some foundational exercises anyone can do, and then, finally, we'll look at how to take your training to the next level.
Okay, first up, let's tackle the big question. Why should you even care about this? Because a strong core isn't just for elite athletes or people who live at the gym. Nope. It is a fundamental part of making your entire life easier, healthier, and way more pain-free. Think about it for a second. There's this common thread that connects so many things we do every single day, from swinging a golf club to something as simple as bending over to tie your shoes. What is it? What links all these different movements together?
You guessed it, it's your core. The best way to think about it is like the central link in a chain that connects your upper body and your lower body. Pretty much every single move you make, whether it's super explosive or just a small adjustment, either starts in your core or transfers power right through it. It is literally the powerhouse behind everything you do.
So, here's the bottom line. A strong, stable core is your body's foundation for all movement. It's what gives you better balance, helps you avoid those nagging injuries like lower back pain, and gives you the power to perform better in everything, from playing a sport to just carrying your groceries in from the car. All right, so now that we know the why, let's get into the what. What muscles actually make up your core? It's time to pop the hood and take a look inside.
You know, the core is so much more than just those muscles on the front of your stomach. It's this complex 3D system of muscles that wraps around your entire trunk. It basically acts like a natural corset, supporting and stabilizing your spine from every single angle.
Okay, let's start with the one everybody knows, the rectus abdominis. This is the famous six-pack muscle. It's the most visible of the bunch, and its main job is to flex your spine forward. Think about the movement you do in a crunch or a sit-up.
And this picture perfectly shows what I mean. We're all familiar with these visible abs, but that is truly just the tip of the iceberg. Real, functional core strength comes from all the layers of muscle working underneath and all around this one.
Now, if we move over to the sides of your torso, we've got the obliques. Anytime you twist to grab something off a high shelf or you bend sideways to pick something up, these are the muscles that are firing up. They're absolutely critical for creating rotational power and for keeping you stable.
And this is where the real magic happens. The transversus abdominis is your deepest core muscle. It acts like your body's own internal weightlifting belt, cinching everything in to stabilize your spine. Then you've got the pelvic floor muscles, forming the base, supporting all your internal organs. These deep muscles, they're the true foundation.
Okay, this next part is a total game changer for how most people think about core training. You see, it's not always about creating movement. A lot of the time, it's about preventing it.
This slide shows the two sides of the coin perfectly. On one side, you have exercises like Russian twists, which train your core to actually create a twisting motion. But on the other side, you've got anti-rotation exercises, where the goal is the complete opposite, to keep your torso locked in place and resist a force that's trying to twist you.
And that's the key right there. True core stability isn't just about how many crunches you can do, it's about the ability to brace your trunk and transfer force through your body without your spine bending or buckling. This is what protects your back and what makes you truly powerful. So, how do we actually build this foundation? Well, the great news is you don't need a gym, you don't need any fancy equipment to get started. Let's look at some essential exercises you can do literally anywhere.
It really just comes down to engaging all your trunk muscles together, and that's something you can absolutely do right in your own living room.
And just to give you an idea of the incredible endurance these muscles have, get this. The world record for our first exercise is over 8 hours. Don't worry, we are definitely not aiming for that today. First up, the classic plank. This is a perfect example of what's called an anti-extension exercise. Your whole goal is to keep your body in one perfectly straight line, fighting against gravity's pull. The secret is to squeeze your glutes and brace your stomach, almost like you're about to get punched. Just try not to let your hips sag down or poke up into the air.
The bridge is fantastic because it targets the back side of your core, your glutes, and your lower back.
You really want to focus on squeezing your glutes to lift your hips, not using your lower back. The goal is a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. A common mistake here is overarching your back at the top, so keep those abs tight to prevent that.
Now, this one might look a little simple, but trust me, it is a masterclass in core control. The entire time, your main goal is to keep your lower back pressed gently into the floor. The second it starts to arch up, you've gone a little too far. Keep the movement super slow and deliberate. Speed is not the goal here, stability is.
So, once you've mastered those basics and you're feeling solid, you might be ready for the next level. Let's look at a few ways you can introduce some new challenges and just keep building that strength.
Here are just a few examples. The Palloff press is a pure anti-rotation exercise, directly training that resist-the-twist stability we were just talking about. Hanging leg raises are a huge challenge for your abs, and renegade rows test your ability to resist rotation while you're also working your back. It's a full-body challenge. Let's just zoom in on one of these for a second, the hanging leg raise. This move is a true powerhouse. It forces you to stabilize your entire body while using your lower abs and your hip flexors to lift your legs. And hey, as a bonus, just hanging from the bar is an incredible way to build up your grip and shoulder strength. So, we'll leave you with this question. Now that you know that the core is way more than just abs, that stability is just as important as movement, and that you can build it anywhere, how are you going to approach your training? Building a strong core isn't about how you look. It's about building a more resilient, more capable, and a more pain-free body from the inside out.